So today I want to talk about something that I haven't really talked about, and I have reasons for that I'll touch on in a second actually, but regardless, what it actually is that I just do not think the Aether storyline is going to be ending inside Black Ops 4. Now, I do want to stress, I am saying I do not think that it's going to end. I'm not saying that it isn't going to end, but I just think more than likely the Aether storyline is not going to end inside Black Ops 4, and the reason I actually been holding off on this is because I just didn't want to make another video of people just like, even if I say something even remotely similar to this, like when I made a video saying that I don't think it's a good time to end the Aether storyline, and because that people would freak out and say that, oh, dude, the storyline's been going on for 10 years, let it end already, and all this stuff, and I'm all like, that's not my point. My point is entirely different, which I'm not going to talk about that now, and I just didn't want to be bugged with all of that all over again because I could tell they're missing my point entirely, and I guess that's just what I'm going to have to deal with when I make videos like this. But regardless, that's some of the main reasons I've been holding off on it, just because I just don't want to hear people telling me that the Aether storyline needs to end. It's been going on for so long. It's just so annoying. But regardless, with that said, I do want to talk about why I think the Aether storyline is not going to end, and it has to do with a couple different reasons. And the first one is probably the more obvious one, and I hate bringing up these things. Oh, of course, follow the business and everything. Activision's a business. Like, how many times have you heard that, honestly? I mean, if you watch Call of Duty YouTubers, you've probably heard say, oh, Activision saw what's more profitable and they're going to do that. Of course, I hate doing that, but it's just the truth. I mean, let's look at the popularity of a Chaos story map and the popularity of an Aether storyline map. It's not even close. I mean, the storyline alone makes a map that much more popular. That's just the truth of the situation. People love the Aether storyline and don't care about the Chaos storyline. So when you're Activision or even Treyarch, when you see that, I mean, we have something that's more popular over here, but we're going to stop doing that and we're going to do the thing that's less popular. I mean, it just doesn't make that much sense. I mean, especially from someone who has, I could kind of relate, not exactly, but I could slightly relate. Like, if I see a video that does really well and I can continue making videos around that, I'm going to do that and not make the video that isn't getting any views. That's just how the reality of how, I guess, entertainment works. That's just how it is. So I can imagine just from that fact alone that Chaos isn't nearly as popular as Aether. That's more than enough reason to continue the Aether storyline, and that's just kind of how it is. But regardless, I do want to talk about the other reason, and this is the one that kind of frustrates me, so I do apologize if I get frustrated for no reason seemingly because of this, but it does slightly annoy me. But regardless, it's actually coming from why people even think the Aether storyline is going to end in Black Ops 4 to begin with, because if you guys can remember why people are even saying this, then honestly, it's not exactly that, I guess, good of a reason, because if you think about it, where they're getting it from is just from one thing that Craig Houston, the lead writer of Zombies, said, because what he said at the start of, I think, Operation Spectre Rising, if I'm not mistaken, he just said that he's got to go get to work on DLC 3 and 4 for the conclusion of the Aether storyline. And of course, when you hear that and you're talking about any other story ever, you would take that and say, oh, well, the story is ending, and okay, that's fine. But the thing is, we're not talking about any story. We are talking about the Aether storyline here. And how many times over and over and over again have people said the Aether storyline is ending? At the end of Black Ops 1's DLC season, at the end of Moon, the Aether storyline was ending, right? Nope, it continued inside the next Treyarch game. Okay, inside Black Ops 2, the Aether storyline was ending all over again, right? Because Origins and something like that, and it was all just a game. But nope, of course, the Aether storyline continued inside Black Ops 3. But of course, it was going to end in Black Ops 3 with Revelations. It even said the end at the end. But for some reason, the Aether storyline appeared in Black Ops 4. But this time, for sure, it's going to be different, right? No, of course. And this is kind of the mentality I take to the Aether storyline and its ending. I am not going to say the Aether storyline is ending until it ends. That's just how it's going to be for me. I'm going to wait till it actually ends, and that's when I'm going to say the Aether storyline is over for good. That's what it's going to take for me to say the Aether storyline's over, or something really, really special. It's going to have to be something spectacular, or the storyline actually ending. So that is just what I want to say. But the thing is, and what actually makes it even more interesting for me, and the reason why I think this reason enough is good enough to ignore what Craig Houston said about the Aether storyline being concluded inside DLC 3 and 4, is because the words he used and when he said the Aether storyline was ending, because he didn't say the Aether storyline's ending for good. I mean, that would probably convince a lot more people, but the thing is that the words he chose, or the word he chose to say the Aether storyline was over, or the way he said it, he said that the Aether storyline is going to be concluded. He used the word concluded, and this word, immediately when I heard it for the very first time, I had like flashbacks, like Vietnam flashbacks type of deal things, because I remember hearing that exact same thing, and because of this exact same word, we had the exact same reaction except during Black Ops 3. Because remember, in the ending cutscene to Garage Trophy, what did it say after the screen turned black? It showed Revelations and the screen went black again, and then it said what? What did it say on screen? It said to be concluded, the exact same word that Craig Houston used. And this is why I just don't trust somebody saying the Aether storyline is going to be concluded as the absolute end of the Aether storyline. And honestly, what I feel like what they meant during Garage Trophy's ending cutscene and this time around is that it's done for the Black Ops 4 season. It's just done for this game. We're not going to see it till the next thing, and that would be completely fine because it's concluded for this season. People say that all the time, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not even them lying. It's just people taking one thing they said and making it mean something else entirely. And this is just something that I just don't get how people keep falling for all over again. I mean, it's happened for the last 4 Call of Duty games, or Call of Duty Treyarch games, I should say, all their Treyarch zombie games. Every single time at the end of Black Ops, the Aether storyline was ending. End of Black Ops 2, it was ending. End of Black Ops 3, it's ending. And now at the end of Black Ops 4, the Aether storyline's ending. And watch as the reboot of Black Ops, or Black Ops 5, or whatever Treyarch's next title is going to be, and it's going to launch with the Aether storyline map, and people are going to be all like, what? They're going to be surprise Pikachu face all over again, over and over and over again, and I just don't get it. But regardless, that's all I wanted to say. I know I sounded a bit offensive here, and I did not mean it in that way. It is just something that, I don't know, when it annoys me, I get pretty offensive when something annoys me, when I see people falling for the exact same thing every single time over and over again and all that stuff. I just get offensive, and I apologize for that. But regardless, I just wanted to say it because it's been bugging me for a while now. But another thing I want to mention real quick before I end the video, of course, this video is not saying that the Aether storyline is not ending in Black Ops 4. I mean, there's a possibility that can end in Black Ops 4. I just I see as very unlikely at this point, but regardless, that's still yet to be seen. And now, that's it for this video. But if you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see videos similar to this in the future, then go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever it may be. But laters, guys.